Hello everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com and I'm back today with the August 2021 bargain bead box. It has come early. It arrived to me by the 6th of August, which is sooner than I was anticipating, and I'm really excited to see what they've put inside for us this month. This is one of the best valued subscriptions out there, hands down. I've been getting this one for over 3 years now, and they always deliver more than they promise, and a lot of times way more than they promise. For only $17.95 shipped to your door if you're in the US. And I do have a coupon code, it's Opal2, that will save you $2 off your first month if you are a new subscriber. So you can use that to check them out if you'd like to. Every month is a little bit different, but this unboxing should give you the gist of the types of things that they send and the overall value for the money. So if you want to try them out for $15.95 shipped to your door, this is one I highly recommend for all sorts of different beaders. So let's go ahead and get into this package. I can't wait to see what's inside this month. All right, we've got our beads in the tissue paper. This is our list of everything included. I'm already seeing there's 21 different items, which as you can see already comes to less than $1 per piece. And I will set this aside for one moment while we find out what our theme is this month. All right, so if you've been hanging around with me for a while, you know that this theme is probably right up my alley, Wildflower Meadow. I like all the leaves and flowers and things like that. So it's going to be, it looks like, themed with some cheerful floral hues. We've got some fuchsia and some different types of porcelain, lilac, lavender, pale rose, grassy green accents. Oh yeah. I'm gonna like this one, I'm thinking. And underneath that, there's also a coupon code. Every month, subscribers get 30% off to use at their sister store, beadboxbargains.com. I just shared a video for them a few days ago. Check them out. This is a great perk of the subscription because they already have great deals over there. And every month you get an additional 30% off code to use to get extra things that you do pick out that are not a surprise. They also run a contest every month. If you make things from the box, you can submit a picture to their email or Facebook page and you will be entered into a random drawing to win some store credit to their sister store, so that's always fun. And of course, I will leave the link to the subscription right down below the video. That'll take you right to it if you'd like to sign up. You would get the next month's box, which will be totally different as far as the theme and the color palette goes. But that changes every month, and that's the nice thing about this box, is that you can build up a stash of all different sorts of things and all different colors over time. So let's take a peek at our bead bundle. All right, we've got a light pink reusable organza bag. I'm seeing some pinks and purples and green, and it looks like some silver findings. I'm seeing our little butterfly there. But let's not look too much at it yet. I'm going to take everything out and we will get a closer look at everything one at a time. All right, let's get rolling here. We've got a lot of things to look at. So we're going to start out with bag number 1. And this contains 2 pieces of enameled butterfly pendants in antique silver. And I'm already seeing that colorful enamel through the bag. All right, so there are our 2 butterfly pendants. I'm just thinking right off the bat that just using one of those like near a clasp area of a bracelet, that could be really adorable, especially if it coordinates with the lilac and fuchsia color that we have going on there. So that's something different and unique and could make a really sweet gift, especially if you know somebody who's really into butterflies. And then in bag number 2, we have 15 inches of 4mm crystal Bicone beads in grass green. And here is our handful of these sparkly crystal Bicones in that pop of green. Looks like we're going to have this as our accent color to our pinks and purples this month. A nice bright fresh spring green, and Bicones being so versatile. That's one of the things I like about this box too, is you can of course use these beads for stringing, but I've actually come up with a lot of fun bead weaving types of projects from this box as well. Lots of projects if you go back and look at my past videos. In bag number 3, we have some gemstone beads. We have 14.5 inches of 6mm fuchsia agate rounds. Gorgeous, bright, purpley pink gemstone beads. Of course, they are dyed, but that is okay. that's how they bring out all these really cool striations and spots and different darker and lighter tones coming out in these stone beads, and also giving us that fun bright pop of color. And how great is that to get some stone beads in a bargain bead box subscription for the cost? I'm just telling you, you can't beat it. So that is going to be a beautiful accent and a very usable 6mm size, and a long strand of those as well. And look how nicely those go already with those butterflies. In bag number 4, something I will never complain about getting is a meter of 4 by 2.7mm steel jewelry chain. This goes with our other silver tones of the findings we're going to be seeing, and this will be used for sure. There you can see that large handful of chain. You can use this in multiple projects. Not too big, but not too small. You can definitely use this as a chain fringe, or to wire wrap onto, or just to simply add a pendant onto. So many different ways you can use it. Then next up in bag number 5, we have a 30 by 28mm flower pendant in antique silver. That is really pretty, and I'm thinking I might have even picked this up at their sister store Bead Box Bargains once upon a time. But you can see all those details in the flowers. You have the 2 layers of petals and the extra detail inside. And then here's a look at the back with that loop on the top where you could add that to some cord or chain. So this will be one of our focals for the month that you can really go crazy with, adding beads or extra wire wrapping to, or just leaving it really simple as it is. In bag number 6, we have some bead caps. These are 30 pieces of 6.5mm floral pattern scalloped bead caps. So another coordinating finding to add to our package this month. Going along with our floral theme and also our silver tone, and these have a decent thickness to them. I don't feel like I could bend them in any way. And it's just another example of the additional findings that we get in the bargain bead box, because it's a all-around versatile box where you end up being able to put together a lot of things directly from it, which isn't always the case with other subscriptions. And then in bag number 7, I don't even have to take these out. We just have some additional daisy spacers. There's 50 pieces inside, and I'll flip those over. Very common and helpful item to have. We can use those along with some of these glass and gemstone beads to pop in some metallic accents. Getting back to some of the beads, and we have a lot more to look at. We have 10 pieces of 13.5mm pressed glass leaf beads in green crystal ombre. Aren't those pretty? So you can see how it's a darker green there at the top where the hole is drilled, and then it gets to be a lighter, more crystal clear. And you can see how these leaves have the etched detail inside, which shows up on one side of the bead, and then the other one is just glossy and clear, but you can still see those veins coming through on the other side, and there's that hole that's drilled right there through the top. Bag number 9, I'm seeing some AB coating. We have a 7.5-inch strand of 8 by 6mm crystal Rondell beads in light rose AB. All right, so some additional glass beads. I like how they're including so many different sizes, as they usually do. They're really good about incorporating a wide variety of different sizes to work with, not all just one size. You can see that light blush pink of these Rondells and that slight AB rainbow finish coating that is giving them extra sparkle over the top. Then we have bag number 10, and this is listed as a free extra from their sister store Bead Box Bargains. This is a 32 by 18mm glass rectangle pendant with pressed flower. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. And it's actually pretty thick. As you can see, it's got a good amount of weight to it. So it's pretty substantial. And look at that, there's the back of the flower. And I like how it's not so washed out. Sometimes you see these pressed flower pendants and the colors just become so faded. That's just how it is. And I'm sure that they have treated this in some way to get that color to be so vibrant, especially that green. But I like the way that pops, and this is something, again, you could keep really simple, or you could embellish the sides if you want to get really crazy. But it's just another one of those focal pieces that we got this month that will help with designing some pieces around. So I really like that. Next up in bag number 11, we have 8 pieces of 16 by 10 millimeter double-sided daisy links. They had me at double-sided, but here we go. We have some daisy links, and like they said, they're the same on both sides, so you don't have to worry about those flipping over and showing a back that is not really finished looking. And we get a whole handful of 10 of these, another one of those items that you can use in so many different ways. We get a lot of connectors with these bargain bead boxes, and I love coming up with fun and different ways to use them. And then in bag number 12, we have 6 pieces of 6 petal flower charms. These are really sweet. They're a little bit larger than those connectors. As you can see, there is a look at the back. There's a look at the front. And as I've suggested before, if you were to want to, not that you even have to, you can put these back to back and loop them together like that and create yourself something that is double-sided if you wanted to. And I like the fact that these add some additional floral designs to use along with the beads and the theme we have this month. Next, in bag number 13, we have some dotted flower toggle clasps. There's 4 sets in here, 19 by 24 millimeter. Generous with their quantities there. So 4 sets of these brighter silver toggle clasps, but still go well with the silver tone that we have seen so far with the findings. We have that bar closure and the floral shaped loop portion. And like I suggest, you can always use these in different ways. Don't think you have to use these as a toggle clasp. This would make its own connector or potential charm. You have that opening in the center. You could bead onto this. You could wire wrap onto this. Even use it in resin or clay. I mean, there's just all different things you can do. So even if something's called something else, don't be afraid to think outside the box if you really want to go crazy. I've been really wanting to get a close-up look at these. This is bag 14, containing a 10-piece strand of 10 millimeter floral porcelain beads. Aren't those sweet? That actually brings in all of our colors together, all in one bead. We've got the hand-painted look to these with the pink and purple and the green leaves. Lots of detail in these porcelain beads on the white background. And there is a look at the whole section if you're curious. I mean, these look like they're in really good shape. And I'm just thinking too, like with those bead caps, that touch of silver on each end might really make these pop as well. And just a few of these would go a long way, especially if you mix these in with some solid colors. But that's something unique and different, and I think it's very on point with the theme and the color palette for sure. And then in bag 15, we have 2 pieces of 19 by 23 millimeter butterfly charms in antique silver. Here is a look at these. These are kind of interesting because the detailed portion is actually kind of inset a little bit. So I'm just thinking, you know, that could be actually really cool possibly to use with some resin if you wanted to pour a little bit in there. I am not very experienced with resin myself, but as you know, I like to dabble and experiment with all different types of things. And I do have some UV resin, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I might use it in some totally different way, but that was just interesting how that's kind of inset. And then the back is a smoother side, but still in good shape, decent thickness, and a little on the larger side for charms. So they can kind of hold their own design-wise if you were to, say, make these into their own pair of earrings or something. Moving along, we have bag number 16 containing a 10-piece strand of 10 millimeter lilac quartz round beads. Gorgeous pale mauve-y color we have in this quartz. Again, we have stone beads popping up in addition to our glass and our porcelain. They're all just slightly different, but mostly solid unless you're looking up close and you can see these are a stone bead. that really light pink tone that adds another shade of pink with just a slightly purple undertone that adds a great color addition to what we have going on. And if this wasn't already a good value just with what you see on the map, we still have 5 more things to take a look at. We're on bag number 17 now, and this contains a 7.5-inch strand of 8mm iridescent Moonstone glass beads. These, of course, are man-made, but look at that fun light play. And these are so interesting. You get actually a little bit of red and purple and magenta, but also clear depending on where you're looking, and then that fun light play that puts out that really electric violet tone. See if I'll hold these up to the light there so you can get a better look at those, the light passing through. Those are pretty neat. And then in bag number 18, we have 4 pieces of 10 by 11mm pressed glass butterfly beads in violet, ombre / gold wash. We have these really delicate feeling glass beads. They have the gold that is speckled over the top. I have one flipped over there in the corner so you can see the difference between the front and the back. They have that sense of movement to them where the wings actually stick up a little bit and the hole is actually running directly through the center of the beads. And then in bag 19, we have 5 pieces of 15.5mm pressed glass petal beads in magenta ombre / gold shimmer. So I'm thinking you could get creative if you're into bead weaving or even wire, bringing these petals together into a beaded flower, also incorporating those leaves we saw earlier. So just maybe something to think about there. You have that pretty ombre with that deep rosy pink that goes into more of a clear with that gold shimmer over the top that really catches that light very pretty in an eye-catching way, and you can see the hole that runs through the top center portion of the bead. We have yet another focal in bag number 20. We have a 50mm approximately dragon veins agate marquee pendant in this very bright magenta color. And as you know, because this is stone, it's a natural material that has been dyed and heat treated. All of these are going to be a little bit different. So mine might look different from yours. Yours will look different from mine. That's just the way these types of materials are. And that makes it interesting that they're not all going to be exactly the same. This one in particular is really interesting. We have a lot of the veining detail and a lot of little clusters of the more translucent portions of the stone mixed in with those areas where that darker magenta color has concentrated. So that's really cool. I usually design around these focals if I'm designing something directly from the box, and I do have a video sharing that process. If you haven't caught that video, I'll try to link it in the corner about how I go about designing pieces directly from the bargain bead box, if that might help you out. And then finally in bag 21, we have a 7-inch strand of 4x3mm lavender quartz faceted Rondells. Oh my goodness, these are gorgeous. So another strand of stone beads and that delicate lavender purpley pink color. We have the little facets. They're very glossy. Some are a little bit darker, some are a little bit lighter. This adds a little bit more of the purplish tone to the palette here. And it's a great way to wrap up this box, which I think they've done an amazing job with. Great to see the bargain bead box pulling it out for us again. Such an awesome value at $17.95. Definitely take advantage of that coupon code OPAL2, and the link will be down below, as well as that coupon code if you would like to try them out for yourself. Like I said, the next month will be probably something totally different. Last month was totally different as well and felt a bit lighter to a lot of us, even though they still delivered what they promised. This right here is what you can expect most of the time from Bargain Bead Box. Just a amazing value. I don't know how they do it. 21 different items, including focals and findings, glass beads, stone beads. We have porcelain. We have different shapes, different sizes, and a cohesive color palette. So highly recommend this box. I think they did an awesome job personally. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this particular theme or box or your experience with the bargain bead box, because I always love to hear from you. I can't wait to dig right in and come up with some finished pieces that I will share later on this month. So I hope you'll stick with me and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. That way you'll be notified if I come up with any tutorials or finished pieces directly from the contents here as usual. And go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed checking out the contents up close. That is all I have this time. I'll be back again real soon. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous weekend, fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.